eBay put me in a heck of a spot, I'll tell you that. And if you're not careful, this could actually happen to you. So I'm going to tell you all about it on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. Of course, you guys know this is John with Flippin' Ain't Easy. And yeah, eBay's done it again. And really, this has happened to me once before, and I knew exactly how this was going to go down, but yet it's one of those things where you kind of have to make a decision. Do I just blindly handle it this way, or do I call eBay yet again and really get the answer that I already know that I'm going to get and know the path and the fight that I'm going to have to deal with? So you guys are now asking yourself, what the hell are you talking about, John? And what I'm talking about is I have a return. Now, I think all of us know about returns. And the way it works is the buyer has X amount of days to return an item back. And in this particular case, they mailed the item out. And apparently it was supposed to arrive here between the 9th of December and the 12th. Well, that didn't happen 5 days ago. And yesterday I get a message from eBay saying to refund my buyer. You know how they're really on your butt as a seller to get the buyer a full refund or a refund within like 2 days after receiving it. So I knew that I had to get my act together and process this thing by tomorrow. But I never received the item, never received the package. So I didn't really look into it yesterday so much. I figured, well, it didn't come yesterday, and maybe it'll be here today. You know, one of those things where the post office may scan a package and don't deliver it till the next day. I've seen it many times. But that didn't happen. I didn't get anything today. And so I checked the tracking to find out that this thing is stuck en route. It's like lost en route. Well, I don't want to say lost yet. It says that it's delayed. It's somewhere outside of Phoenix somewhere, and I'm in Vegas. So maybe it'll be here in a few days, but maybe it won't. But eBay wants me to refund this back to them. They think, for whatever reason, even though there's no delivery attempt at all, you can see that it's, you know, they shipped this out on the 9th, it looks like. I don't know. It looks like was shipped on the 9th. So I don't know how they could say the estimated arrival was the 9th, but they shipped it on the 9th, even though I provided the label to them on the 7th. And, you know, it made its rounds through Michigan, through Wisconsin, into Arizona, and it's somehow stuck there. And I assume it's probably going to be here in the next couple days. But if eBay is expecting me now because they think that I have the package and I don't, well, that's a problem for me. And generally, most people return back what they say they return back. So it's like a 98% chance that there's really no problem with the item and it's the item that I sent. But what happens is, and it's never a good idea to do this, if you blindly refund the buyer and you get that brick back, then you're stuck. You're stuck with that brick, and no, you can't resolve anything because that refund tool is now gone. You've refunded the money. And this has happened before. So the alternative is you call eBay, like I've done, get the rep on the phone, and the rep will look at it and say, well, I can open a case and give you 10 more days. That's what they did here. Give you 10 more days, and once it arrives, then, you know, all's good, and we'll refund it. You have to contact us again, and we'll refund it. Because when eBay opens a case, that basically takes your refund tool and your ability to refund an item totally out of the picture. It's now locked as a case. And you might think, well, that's not that bad. I mean, eBay's giving you 10 days, and by then this thing should come back, right? I guess. But two problems. One, I got to call them back. I mean, for most people, they don't want to have to call them the first time, but they have to call back a second time to resolve this is just a hassle. Or to get a call back, you know, you can't just call eBay anymore. You have to actually go in and request a call back. But once you get someone on the phone and say, okay, I received the item, all is good, well, guess what? They are going to process the return on your behalf and process the refund back to the buyer. Now, you might think, how is that a bad thing? It's a bad thing because whenever, no matter what reason, eBay has to step in to refund someone on your behalf. That is now a defect on your account. It's eBay seller resolution or eBay resolution or something like that it's called. I just don't know off the top of my head. But it's a defect on your account. And then what you have to do is you have to be transferred to the dispute department, and the dispute department then here's your case, and then they have 72 hours to either take it off or tell you too bad, so sad. And the last time this happened, the one time it happened, they did take it off, but you have that defect on your account hanging over your head. And it's even worse for someone if you have an account that's sort of on the fence of being knocked down from top rated to above standard, or if you're at above standard and you're getting knocked down potentially to below standard. That can hurt your account health, and it will have a dramatic impact on your sales. I promise you, if your account health is affected like that. And there's some that'll say, and I'm in that group of people that do feel this way, that anything negative like that happens to your account does have a temporary negative effect on your account health. That's the way I look at it. Now, I don't want to put myself in that position. Now, this is on my second account. But what do I do? Do I just give them a full refund, sight unseen, so I don't have to deal with this? I mean, I know some will. This is a like $50 on the refund ish, give or take. I'm not looking at it right now. Plus the original shipping. Or would you guys file the claim or the case like we filed tonight? And they kind of do it on your behalf. They don't even come back and say, hey, well, you have an option. You can refund it now, or we can open a case. They just open the case while you're on hold. And I kind of knew that was going to happen as well. So here I am. Case is now open. Buyer has 10 days. And did I do the right thing? That's the question. Would you guys just blindly give a refund? And if you would blindly give a refund when this kind of thing happens, where's your line? I've kind of asked this question many times. Is it, if it's a $500 laptop, are you going to just blindly refund the buyer without it being to you first, without getting the chance to inspect the item? Now, I guess the other problem that arises now that there's a case open, if this thing is a brick, I'm not sure eBay would process a 50% refund on my behalf. I haven't gone down that road before. So, yeah, it's still kind of iffy. Maybe I should have just refunded the $50-some, but I figured let's see what happens. And also, what happens if the item is never received? What happens if USPS pulls its magic of losing the item, and after 10 days, you're calling eBay back saying, hey, I still don't have the item, and the tracking supports that. I would think that eBay would close the case on your behalf, because it is the buyer's responsibility to get the item back to you. So that's kind of where I'm at. I thought I'd make a video to kind of tell you yet again another issue that I'm dealing with. And see, here's the thing. I'm a channel that shares a lot of my issues, and many of you guys say, wow, you deal with so many problems. You have to deal with so much crap. Well, I guess so, but it's probably more that I'm open, and I'm free to kind of tell you guys what's going on. I really feel like part of this channel, the transparency of just sharing whatever happens to me, good and bad, is what I sort of have been doing all this time. And I wonder if many other channels just don't share the bad. And this is not necessarily bad. It's just a pain in the ass, if I'm being frank about it. So just so you know, if this happens to you, you really do need to act in some way by the deadline. Don't wait for the package to arrive. Don't wait for eBay to act on your behalf. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get this resolved if eBay's the one that's stepping in and you're not the one initiating the case and stepping in front of this thing. It's going to be a lot easier for them to remove the defect that I'm probably going to get. And it shouldn't be that way. eBay they should have a way to determine if this is really a seller that's just ignoring the return showing delivered, or if there's a problem, and eBay should have some kind of exception to apply when there's a case to allow a seller to process the refund. Unfortunately, they just don't. So I want to know what you think down below. Of course, hit that like button, get your sale within the next 24 hours, and let me know your thoughts. What would you do here? Would you refund it blindly? And if you refund this blindly, let's say eBay is telling you, hey, you got to refund it by tomorrow, but it hasn't arrived yet. Are you just going to hit that refund button without being able to inspect the item? And if you are willing to do that, what is your threshold? Meaning, what is the amount that you would consider doing that until you say, no, this item has too much value, and I'm just going to wait and call eBay and go through this other process, which is option B, to open a claim, let eBay know you haven't received the item, and have them open a 10-day hold. And then once it arrives, you're going to have to contact eBay again, and then you're going to have to contact eBay yet again after that to get rid of the defect. Pain in the ass. But figuring out which one is best for you is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. Want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care.